Let's see, we're 3.5 days after the election. What have we had so far? The meltdown continues. I told you it was going to happen. We've had the screaming car videos. Have you seen those? Those are classic. We've had the, all kinds of women cutting off their blue hair. That's been one thing. Oh, I was just looking at a cover of the New York Post like a couple of minutes ago. I don't know who their headline writer is. God, they're awesome, though. You know what they're calling it? You know what they're calling the meltdown? Blue who? But the greatest meltdown of all has happened. Have you heard about this? Have you seen this happening? There's a movement. There's a sex strike now over the election. That's right. Now's your time, MAGA ladies. Now is your time. I'll tell you why. Also, President Trump made some massive moves yesterday. I think the guy is actually the president now, and he hasn't even been inaugurated yet for the second time. Apparently called 20 world leaders. Is that where it is? By the way, that election, Arizona, can you wake up, please? Can you please get your act together? We're still waiting on they're going to win the House as well, but they're still waiting on votes to come in and be tabulated with mail-in ballots from Arizona. What is the problem here? You've had 3.5 days, close to 4 days to get this thing done. Follow Florida's model. They used to be a mess too, but they calculated and certified 11 million votes in 2.5 hours. You need a week? What is the problem here with that? What a mess. Anyway, some of the stuff we're going to get to today. And by the way, I'm going to wrap up today, coming up in a couple of minutes, with probably one of the scariest stories you'll ever hear, even past Halloween. There's a monkey escape out of South Carolina. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. I've seen that movie. Don't like it. All right, welcome to Wicked Radio. Thanks for finding me. Bill, have a wicked, awesome Friday, because we're going to start it off with some crazy stuff to talk about. Thanks for finding the podcast as well. Wherever you get your audio podcast, and this lives obviously as a replay after it's done on X and on YouTube and all that good stuff. All right, let's talk about it. You may not have heard this one. Maybe you did, but it is #1 trending in the country right now. It's apparently called, I have to get my notes together for this because I want to get this right. It's called the 4B movement. I don't know exactly what the B's stand for, but what it's all about is a sex strike for women upset about the election. Okay? Well, let's let them explain it better than I can.
Donald Trump is president, and I think all women should stop having sex for the next 4 years in protest and protection of your bodies.
I also have decided that for the next 4 years, I am going to abstain from schmex with men. And funny enough, I actually just broke up with my boyfriend a handful of days before the election.
All I have to say is good luck getting laid.
All right, look. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm a middle-aged married dude, so I don't know anything about that really, to be honest with you. But here's what I do know. When things get really stupid, when social movements happen and they're really just asinine, I've become a bit of an expert in how to take advantage of it. And this is what I mean. Conservative ladies, or Trump's, let's call them MAGA ladies. MAGA ladies, this is your time. And this is how you can take advantage of it. Now, the girls we just heard from there, they have shrunk their dating pool by, 50% of the population. You've just increased your dating pool by that much. And let me tell you something about guys. If there's a sex strike going on and there is less sex to be had, we're still going to hunt for it. Not me, I'm married. But single guys are still going to hunt for it. So, take advantage of it. Now is your time to wield the hammer. That's all I'm saying. All right. Trump has apparently gotten to work already. I don't know if I believe this one or not. Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. Hardest working guy in the country at this point. The guy's a machine. He apparently, reportedly, has already reached out to 20 world leaders. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. I've got a running bet with some friends of mine, too, that I think he's going to end 2 wars within 7 days. I got 6 days to go on that bet, and I still think it's going to happen. But regardless, not only that, my friends, this misogynist, they called him, right? What did Mark Cuban say, that male lesbian? What did he say about 2 weeks ago before they shut him up? Trump doesn't surround himself with smart, strong women. Okay, you dope. Boy, did that backlash. And here's further proof. And they try to call him a misogynist, and he hates women. Well, let me tell you something. President Trump has just hired the first female chief of staff in American history. Her name is Susie Wiles. She apparently, too, and I didn't know this, I was looking up Susie Wiles. She apparently is a political operative, a badass. She has a nickname. I just found out this a couple of minutes ago, too. They call her in Washington, you ready for this? The Ice Maiden. You think she's going to let any rhinos or some spies or some bad actors get to President Trump this time in the Oval Office? Yeah, I don't think the Ice Maiden is going to put up with that. She is unbelievable. And here's another little fact about Susie Wiles, apparently. She's the daughter of NFL and broadcasting legend Pat Summerall. Had no idea, but apparently she's incredible. And I don't think we have to look too far to find out how incredible she actually is. She was the one, a lot of great help in this campaign this time around. This was the smartest. I don't care who you are, whether you like Trump or not. If you're honest with yourself, even if you hate Trump, you will tell yourself this was the smartest, toughest, most ingenious campaign ever run for president. And she was the mastermind behind this. She was the one, apparently, heard this again last night, that was pushing Trump to go on the podcasts, to reach out to the younger audience, the young dudes that swung this election, right? Reach Latino voters. She's genius. And how about that? This guy that apparently is a misogynist, that hates women, or according to Mark Cuban, male lesbian, doesn't surround himself with smart, strong women. This might be the smartest, strongest woman in the country right now, and he just hired her. So much for that. Unbelievable. Here's what else the guy got done yesterday. This was amazing. I didn't think this was even true. I thought it was like a fake AI video. I said, this is too good to be true. This can't be real. It's about, 4 or 5 p.m. in the afternoon yesterday, and Trump released a video of a 10-point plan to drain the swamp. I mean, that was the goal of the first administration. Didn't exactly get it done because I think he didn't really know all the ins and outs. Didn't have, for example, like a Susie Wiles protecting him in the Oval Office as chief of staff. Now he knows. Releases a video months before he's inaugurated. This is why I say he's acting like the president now. 10-point plan to cut the legs off the deep state, the swamp, and to drain it the real way. This is just the intro.
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all. And corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats. And I will wield that power very aggressively.
It's too good. It's too good. That's just why. Now you understand why he said this has got to be fake. This is too good. This is like Christmas for me. I don't need a Christmas present. I'm telling my whole family, I got it right now. It's exactly what I wanted. I thought this was going to come December, right before the inauguration, maybe after he's inaugurated, the plan to drain the swamp, stop this corruption in Washington, D.C. No, the plan is in action already. How much he accomplishes? Oh, I'm pretty confident it's going to be a lot this time. And that's why they sent out all the hoaxes, all the lies, all the crap against him. Because these bureaucrats, these corrupt swamp monsters in Washington, D.C. knew they were going to lose their jobs. Some of them going to jail. I can't love that anymore. Here's another thing, too. Here's another thing that changed. Did you hear about this one? The day started off yesterday, if you paid any attention to this, and you may want to take a break from it. It's been a lot, whatever. You don't want to hear about lawfare cases anymore. But that's not your fault or my fault. They want to bring it again. New York Attorney General Letitia James, Big Tish, they call her. She started it again. She actually did a press conference. Let me get your reaction to the Trump win. What does it mean for all of us? Well, she comes out and she actually says, and I'm not going to play it because I just can't stand her, we're still going to go after Trump. Well, things are different this time. I don't think that is going to be supported by the public anymore. Just look at the popular vote. Look at the inroads he made in New York. Look at the inroad. Look at the support he had. Didn't win it, but look at the support he had in her own district in New York. It's not going to happen anymore. And here's another thing. Trump attorney Mike Davis, credit to Benny Johnson. This was on the Benny Johnson show yesterday. He responded to Letitia James making that threat. Here's another thing that I could not possibly think is any more awesome. This is what he said.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term. Because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time. and we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights. And I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights.
It's too good. It's too good. But it's really going to happen. You know why? And we're all asking the question. I did too. Well, why? Where was this? I know they fought the legal cases and they did a good job for them. Where was this when they actually levied these charges against him, these bullshit charges? Where was that kind of talk? Well, I think they were kind of swamped by, speaking of the swamp, trying to get it done, and they were put in a tough situation. Now they can see it coming. But here's the other thing, too. I think because of the support, and this is another reason why that election and the popular vote is so important, I think they know now. I think the Trump team knows they have the support of the people to not put up with this anymore. And they also know, and here's the most important factor of all these lawfare cases. Remember, what did we hear for a year? How could you vote for that convicted felon? Nobody cared. No one cared. I think that helped his case. Remember the mugshot picture? He actually gained votes. He gained popularity over that. Nobody cared. So now the Trump team, like attorney Mike Davis, says, no more. And that was the thing. I've already heard the backlash on this. Oh, I don't want threats from somebody working with the president, calling her a fat ass. I do. I think it's kind of refreshing. I think it'd be great if not. He's not an elected official, but I think it would be great if we had like public officials like talking like regular people again. Yeah, he called her a fat ass. So what? She is. I love it. This is how you fight back. Speaking of fighting back, this is amazing. One of the stories that the New York Post was featuring this morning in that awesome cover that's out this morning, where they called it Blue Who. Yeah, the meltdowns. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi making her drunk vodka face, and she's all upset because her corruption is over and blah, 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 and her gravy train's done. They also did a story on a lot of the colleges who are canceling classes, college professors who are canceling classes over this. I have a very close family member who is in one of those college classes, and class was canceled yesterday because of the professor couldn't handle the election result. And they also have a story here in the New York Post that Columbia University had canceled some classes for student grief. Okay, this is where the pushback needs to happen, because the only way that this is going to stop, where these lunatic, left-wing, mentally ill people that have been living in academia and living off high on the hog for so long are going to stop this nonsense, and I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting to see which college student union is going to do it first. A student union gathering together and marching to the dean's office and demanding a refund for your class. It's the only way it's going to happen. What do you mean you canceled my class I'm paying for because you're grieving over the election? Call it student grief, but it was really the professors. We know that. What do you mean? I'm paying you to educate me and get me that diploma. You're going to cancel a class on me? It would be give me a class action lawsuit against one of these schools. Cut their money. That's the only thing that stops them. Cut their money. Demand a refund. That is just asinine. I can't wait till it happens. I wonder which school. What if it's an Ivy League school? That would be amazing. God, that would be incredible. What if, let's take Columbia. What if Columbia, a student union there, sues the school because they cancel classes on them over the grief? You know what else? Here's your main point. Here's your main point of argument. Did those same professors cancel a class when Jewish kids couldn't get to their classroom because they were blocked by pro-Hamas protesters? Did they get a day off for that one? Did the professors sit at home over grief as they were chanting anti-Semitic things outside in the courtyard of many of these schools? No, they did not. They probably celebrated it. This is an absolute joke. That's the next thing that's going to happen. The trickle-down of culture that's happening, where people are pushing back and not putting up with it anymore. That's my prediction for 2025. College kids not putting up with it. Look at the amount of college kids that voted conservative, that voted red down the line in this election. They're not going to put up with this anymore. They're going to fight, and they know they have the support now. I look for the first college student union to sue their school because they've been told they can't go to class because their professors are upset at an election result. Good grief. Absolutely ridiculous. All right. I'm going to talk about this, and this is going to send chills down your spine as you head into the weekend, and I'm sorry about that. And we're even past Halloween. It's the scariest thing I've ever seen. I'm going to give you the headline. I don't like it. Over 40 monkeys have escaped from a research facility in South Carolina. I don't like like this. I've seen this movie. I don't like it. Got a full police search underway. 43 monkeys escaped from this research facility. It happened Wednesday night, and the search is on this morning. The experts say they're too young to have any testing done on them and too young to carry any diseases or be a threat to humans. Well, I got to read more on this. Let's go to the CBS outlet in South Carolina. And they said exactly what we did. They broke loose from the Alpha Genesis facility in Beaufort County. Traps have been set up. They got thermal imaging cameras being used in the effort to locate and capture the monkeys. They're not going to find them. They're little monkeys. They're apparently on the younger side of things. You know they're not going to catch these. But here's the thing. Get this. In an update posted to social media, they're warning residents to lock their doors and windows. If they're not a threat to humans, why are you telling them to lock their doors or windows? I don't like this at all. See, this is what happens. These research facilities, you pissed off the monkeys. They're unionizing. They're organizing. The young ones escaped. I've seen this movie. It's called Planet of the Apes. You know what happens next.
Damn you! God damn you all to hell!
I've seen that movie, and I don't like it. All right. Let's make it short and sweet because you got to get into a wicked, awesome weekend. Get into it. Have an awesome weekend. The takeaway today, I tell you, this is a different time. And once again, I can't stress the importance of this. Ladies, MAGA ladies, I'll call you, take advantage of all these lib meltdowns because this is your time. This is your time. And don't ever take any crap from anybody. Thanks for finding me. Appreciate you, as always, wherever you get your audio podcasts, where you can find Wicked Radio. Thanks for the downloads, too, and sharing that. And the ratings have been great. I appreciate you. And our little project here in the live stream that lives as a post later on during the day. And if you do follow me, put your notifications on for when we go live every single day, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. to talk about the insanity in the world and how we can take advantage of it. Have a wicked, awesome weekend. Enjoy your weekend, too. Have a great time. Decompress. Enjoy your friends and family. Have a great time. We'll pick it up again. I can't imagine what the meltdowns are going to be over the weekend. It's going to be wild. But, we'll talk about it Monday morning right here. Love you. Take care.